Good morning students. My name is Vijay Gupta and you are watching biology classes. Students, in this tutorial video we are going to talk about a very important class, that is class Reptilia. As I told you before in the classification of phylum Chordata that there is an important superclass of phylum Chordata which is called as superclass Tetrapoda. In Tetrapoda, class Reptilia is the second class and it's the most important class for all your competitive exams. So in this video we will talk about class Reptilia, its introduction, its general character, it's a very important member Hemidactylus or house lizard, and finally I'll tell you about the classification of class Reptilia. So let us start the video. First of all, I would like to tell you about the meaning of the word Reptilia. Now, what is the meaning of Reptilia? The word Reptilia is originated from a Latin word which is reptum, and the meaning of reptum, those animal which creeps over the land. So the Latin word reptum meaning to creep. All the animals which are able to creep over the lands are included in the class Reptilia. So it was the meaning of class Reptilia. Now what about the introduction? In class Reptilia about 7,000 living species are included. Most of the species of this class extinct now, but about 7,000 species are living, so which are included in the class Reptilia. Now next is study of reptiles is called as herpetology. In biology there is a separate branch in which study of reptiles takes place, which is herpetology. So herpetology means study of reptiles. Next is the golden age of reptile, Mesozoic era. As the geological time scale, there is a particular time period which is known as Mesozoic era. In this time the development of reptiles takes place in enormous condition. So this time is called as golden age. So the golden age of reptiles is known as Mesozoic era. Now we will talk about the general characters of this subclass, class. First general character is they are mostly terrestrial. Most of the reptiles are found on the land, so they are called terrestrial. Some may be aquatic like turtles, crocodiles, alligators, they are aquatic, but mostly snakes, lizards, all are the terrestrial. Next is they are carnivorous. Some turtles may be omnivorous, but all the reptiles are generally carnivorous, means they eat flesh. Next is tetrapods. They have 4 limbs, so they are tetrapods. The body is divided into 4 parts. The body of reptiles is distinct into 4 parts, divided into 4 parts. The head, the neck, the trunk and the tail. So there are total 4 distinct parts present in the body of reptile, which are head, neck, trunk and tail. Next is limbs are 2 pairs. So you can see in the diagram the limbs are 2 pairs. These are the 4 limbs and these are the hind limbs. So limbs are 2 pairs, hence they are called as tetrapoda. 5 clawed digits in each limb. You can see in the diagram that each limb consists of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. Digits means finger, which are nailed. Nail are present on the fingers. So these fingers are termed as clawed digits. Now I would like to explain the term clawed digits. When the fingers consist of a nail, then it is called claw. So these are called clawed digits, those digits or fingers which consist of nails. So 5 clawed digits in each limb, some limbless. As you know that snakes do not have any type of limb, so they are limbless. Now the exoskeleton, the skeleton which form the outer covering of the body is known as exoskeleton. So the exoskeleton of horny scales. Horny means pointed, spiny. So the exoskeleton. In some reptiles, the exoskeleton may be horny, but scales are mostly present in each reptile. As you can see in the diagram of house lizard, these are the scales which form the exoskeleton. So the exoskeleton may be made up of horny scales, shields. Now what is the meaning of shields? As you can see in the snakes, like I am trying to draw a rough diagram of snake. This is the snake. Now what is the meaning of shields? You can see these are the shields. these structures which appears like the scales are called as shields. So the exoskeleton may be made up of shields and plates. The ventral side of snake, you can see these are the plates which are arranged. So the exoskeleton of reptiles may be made up of shields, made up of scales, or made up of plates. So all these form the exoskeleton. The skin is dry and rough. The skin of reptiles is dry. It is not moist like the amphibians. So the skin is dry and rough. The skin of reptiles is rough and dry. Respiration by lungs throughout the life. There is no larval form, there are no gills, so respiration takes place by the lungs only and it occurs throughout the life. Next is about the circulatory system, and this point is very important for you. The heart is usually three-chambered. Three-chambered meaning when the heart is divided into two auricles and one ventricle. The upper two small chambers are called as auricle, while one larger lower chamber is known as ventricle. So this type of heart, you can see this is three-chambered heart. So most of the reptiles consist of three-chambered heart or partially four-chambered. Now the line which divides the ventricles, it is called interventricular sulcus. If it is not complete, then the heart is partially divided into four chambers. You can see it is not completely divided in the four chambers. It is partially divided or incompletely divided into four chambers. So this type of heart is called as partially four-chambered or incomplete four-chambered. But in crocodiles, heart is completely four-chambered. But in crocodile, this division becomes completed and heart becomes completely four-chambered. Two upper chambers are auricle while two lower chambers are ventricles. So in crocodiles, exceptionally, the heart is completely four-chambered. This is the most important question for all your competitive exams. Now the next point is RBCs are oval and nucleated. When the RBCs are circular in shape, that you can say it is oval shaped, and nucleated means nucleus is present in the RBC. So RBCs are oval shaped and nucleated. Now the excretion, the excretory waste removes from the body by the process of excretion. So the excretion takes place by the kidneys. There are paired kidneys which takes place which are present in the body, and excretion takes place through the kidneys, and they are mostly uricotelic. Now the important thing is that all the terrestrial reptiles are uricotelic, means they exerted uric acid as their excretory waste. But in the aquatic forms like crocodiles, turtles, tortoise, they are ureotelic, means they exerted urea in the form of their excretory waste. They exerted urea. Now next point is the brain is developed. Brain is more developed than the amphibian species because the cranial nerves are 12 pairs. As I told you in the last video that this is our cranium. The part of skull which protect the brain is called as cranium, and those nerves which present inside the cranium are known as cranial nerves. So the cranial nerves are 12 pairs. In amphibians there was 10 pairs of cranial nerves, but in reptiles the cranial nerves are 12 pairs. Next is ear in the form of tympanum. As you can see in the diagram, the external ear is present in the form of tympanum. There is no pinna or external ear is present. So the ear is present in the form of tympanum. Next is a most important point again, that Jacobson's organ present in the roof of buccal cavity concerned with smell. Now this is the mouth, and inside the mouth the cavity is known as buccal cavity, and on the roof of buccal cavity there is a special organ present in the reptiles, mostly in snakes and lizards. It is called Jacobson's organ. It is concerned with the smell, or you can see it is the olfactory organ, chemoreceptor organ. It identify the chemicals present in the atmosphere. So it is chemoreceptor or olfactory or concerned with the smell. So this point is very important. Always remember, Jacobson's organs are present in the roof of buccal cavity of reptiles, and it is concerned with the smell. Now the next is they are unisexual. When the male and female are separate, then the animal is called as unisexual. So they are unisexual, oviparous. As the female lays eggs, so it is oviparous. Now the internal fertilization. When the fertilization takes place inside the body, then it is called as internal fertilization. As you know that male release their sperm inside the vagina of female, so this type of fertilization takes place inside the body and it is called as internal fertilization. So the fertilization is always internal. Now the development is direct. When there is no larval form, then the development is direct, means there is no larval form, the zygote directly converted into adult, so the development is direct. No metamorphosis. If the larva is absent, then there is no meaning of metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is a change through which the larva converted into adult, but if the larva is not present, then there is no metamorphosis. Next is no parental care. As I told you, in the amphibia, the parents look after their children and the phenomena is called as parental care. Like amphibians make their shelter, they protect their eggs, their young ones, and the process is known as parental care. But in reptiles, there is no parental care. Again, important point, there is no parental care seen in the reptiles. Now the next is eggs are cladoic. Cladoic means when the eggs are surrounded by a shell which is made up of calcium carbonate, then this type of egg is termed as cladoic egg. So the eggs are cladoic, means eggs covered with a leathery shell which is made up of calcium carbonate. Now the next point is they are cold-blooded or poikilotherium. Cold-blooded means those animals which are unable to constant their body temperature according to the environment are termed as cold-blooded, and they are also known as poikilotherium. Poikilotherium is a scientific term, and in English you can say these are the cold-blooded. Okay. Now I would like to tell you about the general structure of house lizard of Hemidactylus. As you can see in the diagram, the body of lizard is divided into 4 distinct parts. It is the head, neck, trunk and tail. There are 2 pairs of limbs. These are the forelimbs and these are the hind limbs. Each limb consists of 5 clawed digits. As you can see in the diagram, there are 5 fingers or 5 digits which are clawed, means nailed. So these are the clawed digits. Now on the head, 1 pair of eyes and tympanum are found. It is the mouth, the nostrils, and at the end of the body a tail is present, and they creeps over the wall generally, as you can see in your house. So it was the house lizard or Hemidactylus. Now I'll tell you about the classification of reptiles. The classification of reptiles, the reptiles are divided into 5 subclasses actually, but here I told you about only 2 subclasses because only 2 subclasses consist of living animals. Remaining 3, all the animals are extinct, so we are not going to talk about those subclasses. We are only talk about those subclasses in which living organisms are included. So there are 2 subclasses of class Reptilia. First one is Anapsida and the second one is Diapsida. In Anapsida, there is a single order in which living animals are present, that is Chelonia. In Chelonia, what are the body characters, what are the general characters? So I would like to tell you through it with the help of a diagram. Suppose that it is a turtle. It is a turtle. In turtle, you can see this structure. This structure is made up of 2 plates. Now you can see body encased in 2 shell plates. It is the dorsal plate and it is the ventral plate. The dorsal plate is called as carapace while the ventral plate is called as plastron. So this is the carapace and this is the plastron. The body covered by the body encased inside the carapace and plastron. It is the most important thing that the body of the member of Chelonia is encased into 2 plates. The upper or dorsal plate is called as carapace while the lower or ventral plate is called as plastron. Now the next point is the limbs are clawed. The limbs may be clawed, means fingers consist of nails. Webbed, web-like, which helps in swimming, or paddle-like. Paddle-like limbs are also helps in swimming. So limbs may be clawed, webbed or paddle-like. No teeth. There are no teeth in the buccal cavity of the members of order Chelonia. Now what are the example? Turtles. Turtles are marine, tortoise the terrestrial forms, and terrapins which are freshwater forms. Here I want to tell you that terrapins are edible. Some people eat the flesh of terrapins. So all these are marine, terrestrial and fresh forms belong to the order Chelonia. Now what about the second subclass, that is Diapsida? The subclass Diapsida is further divided into three orders. First one is Rhynchocephalia, second one is Squamata, and third one is Crocodilia. So what about Rhynchocephalia? All the members of Rhynchocephalia are extinct, but there is a single living species. So they are lizard-like, they appears like a lizard. A single living species, it consists of a single living species which is called as Sphenodon, or it is also known as a living fossil. So it is very important question again. Which reptile is known as a living fossil? You can say Sphenodon, and it is present in the New Zealand. It is a single member of order Rhynchocephalia. Now the second order is Squamata. It consists of most of the members of class Reptilia, because commonly called snakes and lizards. So all the snakes and lizards are included in this order Squamata. So they are commonly called snakes and lizards. Saurology. Here I am telling you about the two branches of biology, two separate branches of biology. First one is saurology, study of lizards. Study of lizards is called as saurology. Second one, ophiology, study of snakes is called as ophiology. So saurology, ophiology. Next is Crocodilia. Now what is the meaning of Crocodilia? Crocodilia is the order in which large sized carnivorous reptiles are included. So they are large sized and carnivorous. Aquatic, they are aquatic, means present in the water. Four chambered heart. As I told you before that exceptionally the members of order Crocodilia have four chambered heart. The examples of this order is crocodiles and alligators. So it was the classification of class Reptilia. I tried my best to cover all the important points only in this classification. So in this video I told you about the introduction, about the general characters, about the outline diagram of house lizard, and finally I told you about the classification of reptiles. So if you have any type of confusion, any query, any question, you can ask in the comment section. I will definitely reply you. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.